Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Jersey City, New Jersey, as we bring you Gothic Knight baseball here on Gothic Vision. Today, the Gothic Knights look for win number 8 in 9 games as they take on the Panthers of SUNY Old Westbury on a warmer but chilly day because of the wind coming off of the bay. It's 51 degrees, good baseball weather on paper, but there's a stiff wind coming off of the bay, probably about 10 to 15 miles an hour, and it's making it feel probably about 35 degrees right now, so the thermostat is deceiving. This game time is originally scheduled for 3:30. We will start at, what time, Nix, is there? 3:40 p.m. And we'll give you the lineups here as the games will, again, 10 minutes late on the start here because Old Westbury did hit some traffic on the way out from Long Island. For NJCU, a friendly face pack in the lineup after missing nearly 2 weeks with a hamstring injury. We'll tell you about that in a moment. Leading off at third base will be Tom Pulsini. He was selected to the D3Baseball.com National Team of the Week this week. He is the 8th Gothic Knight to ever achieve that distinction. Batting second in center field is senior Jesse Kraft. Nick Legato, standing to my left right now here in the press box as we are in pregame mode, wears number 7. He'll bat third at shortstop. Juan Pena, the right fielder, is the cleanup hitter. Matt Corsi's been playing great over the last 6 games. He's at second base and batting 5th. Ricky Voss, now a 2-time NJAC Rookie of the Week. He bats number 6. He's at first base where he's been for every game this year. Now in the 7th spot, welcome back to the lineup, junior Bill Feehan. He will be the DH today. He has not played since injuring his hamstring in NJCU's 1-run loss to Illinois Wesleyan back in the first game of the season on March 9th. So he's able to run, so he will DH today. They're not going to test it too much, and he will not play in the field, but he will be back in the lineup, and he is a big bat for NJCU to round out the bottom of the order. Batting 8th and getting the start today is Brian Batista. Batista, who will be in left field. Leo Colon had been there since the injury happened to Feehan, but Batista will get the opportunity today, the junior out of Englewood, New Jersey. And then rounding out the order, catching today will be Anthony Palmisano, who has pretty much caught every game this year. Anthony wears number 14, freshman out of Colonia, bats number 9. On the mound today for the Gothic Knights will be Anthony Zaccaro. Zaccaro, the senior out of Linden, New Jersey, left-hander, and he will get the start as the Gothic Knights play their final game leading up to NJAC play this weekend. Zaccaro on the season has thrown just 1 game in relief, went 3 innings, and had a rough go at it. He'll try to get his ERA down here in a full opportunity as a starter today for the Gothic Knights. Again, NJCU 7-4 overall. They have won 7 of their last 8 games since starting the year 0-3. Meanwhile, the lineup for Old Westbury, leading off will be number 21, Mike Manetta. He is a shortstop sophomore out of Farmingdale, New York. Batting second and playing second base will be Brandon Wilson, junior out of Stony Brook, New York. Batting third and at first base, John Condon. He's a senior out of Oceanside, New York. The designated hitter and the cleanup hitter for the Panthers, members of the Skyline Conference, will be Peter Capel, sophomore out of Hicksville, New York. The third baseman is going to be Sean Kaminsky. He's a sophomore out of Babylon, New York. The left fielder And batting 6 will be Joshua Cruz, a sophomore out of Manhattan. Batting 7th and catching is going to be Michael Borsch, sophomore out of Flushing, New York. Batting 8th and in center field is number 20, Sean Paprocki. Paprocki, a freshman at Levittown, New York. And then batting 9th and playing right field will be number 9, Drew Robertson, sophomore out of Roosevelt, New York. Pitcher in this non-conference tilt will be number 31, Mike Holman. Look at Holman's numbers on the year. I believe this is his first start. No, I take that back. He has started one other time. This will be his third appearance, his second start. He's gone just 3.1 innings. Had a rough go at it. 7 runs, 7 hits, a .412 opposing batting average, and an 18.90 ERA. So he'll get the nod first for Old Westbury in this one. So we're going to take a break. We'll be back after they have the official lineups here at the Garrity Complex and the national anthem. First pitch now scheduled for 3:40 p.m. We'll have full action for you in just a little bit.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Thomas M. Garrity Athletic Complex for today's non-conference baseball game between the Panthers of SUNY Old Westbury and your Gothic Knights of New Jersey City University. Let's meet today's starting lineups. First, for the visiting Panthers, Old Westbury enters today's games with a record of 5-8-1 overall and members of the Skyline Conference. Leading off and playing shortstop, number 21, Mike Mineta. Batting second and playing second base, number 2, Brandon Wilson. Batting third and playing first base, number 23, John Coden. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, number 30, Peter Capel. Batting fifth and playing third base, number 5, Sean Kaminsky. Batting sixth and playing left field, number 29, Joshua Cruz. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 6, Michael Bush. Batting eighth and playing center field, number 20, Sean Petrocki. Batting ninth and playing right field, number 9, Drew Robertson. And on the mound for Old Westbury, freshman right-hander, number 31, Michael Holman. The head coach for Old Westbury is Rod Steffen. He is assisted by Patrick Short, Joe Pavelli, and Michael Cardino. Now, let's meet today's starting lineups for the Gothic Knights of New Jersey City University. Entering today's game with a record of 7-4 overall. Leading off and playing third base, number 27, Tom Polsini. Batting second and playing center field, number 2, Jesse Kraft. Batting third and playing shortstop, number 7, Nick Legato. Batting fourth and playing right field, number 13, Juan Pena. Batting fifth and playing second base is number 29, Matt Corsi. Batting sixth and playing first base, number 23, Ricky Voss. Batting seventh, the designated hitter, number 33, Bill Feehan. Batting eighth and playing left field, number 34, Brian Batista. Batting ninth, the catcher, number 14, Anthony Palmisano. And on the mound for the Gothic Knights, senior left-hander, number 1, Anthony Zuccaro. The head coach for NJCU is Jerry Smith on his 8th season. He is assisted by Nick Cesare, Raj Subramanian, and Ross Tautius. Here are today's umpires. Behind the plate is Silvio Martinez Jr., and in the field is Thomas L. Gandolfo Jr. At this time, we ask you to please rise and remove your hats and join schools as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, the NCAA, ECAC, and the New Jersey Athletic Conference and the New Jersey City University promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, staff, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racist, or sexist comments and other intimidating actions directed at officials, student-athletes, coaches, and team representatives and spectators, as well as public intoxication, the consumption or possession of alcoholic beverages and tobacco products, will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the Thomas M. Garrity Athletic Complex and other disciplinary actions.
This is a Kodak moment. You got Kodak in this view. Yeah. Yeah. Little fish. I just say punch. I just say baby punch. I just go to new AP. About to get the baby punch. Like the new JT. Players on baby punch. I've been on 2 crazy.
And we welcome you back here after the lineups were introduced for both teams. Anthony Zucchero, with his bleached blonde hair, as half the Gothic Knight pitching staff decided to go blonde for the 2019 season. He gets the ball for the start today for the Gothic Knights. NJCU will be off tomorrow, and then NJAC play gets underway on Saturday. They'll take on upstart Stockton. Stockton started the year 9-0. They've come back to earth a little bit. They're 12-3 right now. 2 very important early games for the Knights. Probably expect to see, my guess is either Gavin Nyland or Ian Ambrose in one of those games tomorrow, and TJ McFarland in the other. And then Fernando Guerrero will probably throw next week for NJCU. So it'll be Zucchero here throwing against Moneta.
Now batting is the third baseman, number 5, Sean Kaminsky.
And sorry, we're back on the air as we had our computer crash right at first pitch. You missed back-to-back strikeouts as Anthony Zucchero struck out Mike Moneta and also Wilson on back-to-back 6-pitch at-bats, but then doubles by Condon to right field, and then a ball by Capel to left center that just kept carrying, drove in a run, and Old Westbury has a 1-0 lead. So that will bring up Kaminsky. Fastball on the outside corner. Kaminsky, the third baseman for Old Westbury, and that one is knocked foul. So no balls and 2 strikes with Old Westbury already on the board here in the first inning. Zucchero trying to get out of an inning that started very well with back-to-back Ks. The left-hander deals. Outside corner, strike 3 looking, so Zucchero gets 3 strikeouts in the inning. However, back-to-back doubles with 2 outs for Old Westbury, and they're on the board first, 1-0 as we head to the bottom of inning number 1. So back here for the bottom of inning number 1, the Gothic Knights trailing 1-0. Again, they have won 7 of their last 8 games following an 0-3 start. Their most recent outing, a 7-4 win over Baruch. That was on Tuesday afternoon at MCU Park in Brooklyn at Coney Island, home of the Brooklyn Cyclones. That was a staff day as 5 different Gothic Knights threw. Gavin Nyland started and got the W. John Putter picked up his second save of the season. So Tom Pulsini, named to the D3Baseball.com National Team of the Week. He will lead us off here in inning number 1. Pulsini hitting .424 on the year, 14 hits and 33 at-bats. He has a colossal .592 on-base percentage. And the first pitch to Pulsini is a called strike. Here you see the line on the year for Pulsini, .424 hitter, .592 on base, 14 runs scored. And he right now has been putting up all region type numbers. Started the year in the 3 and the 4 spot in the lineup. An 0-2 pitch to Pulsini. That's high. Pulsini will be followed in the order by Jesse Kraft and Nick Legato here in the bottom of inning number 1. Holman deals, popped in the air, foul down the left field line, and out of play. You see the Gothic Knight dugout on a Thursday afternoon here in Jersey City. The 1-2 in the dirt. Currently 50 degrees and partly cloudy. And a wind out of the southeast at 12 miles per hour makes it feel about 10 degrees colder. And Pulsini, ground ball, diving, is the first baseman for Old Westbury. And Condon flips to the pitcher as Holman steps on the bag for a 3-1 putout. So a ground out by Pulsini, a rare out for him to start the game. Jesse Kraft will be the batter. Kraft hitting .341 on the year with 7 extra base hits. So a first pitch strike here to Jesse Kraft, the senior out of Nutley. Off the plate in the dirt, 1-1. 3 seniors at the top of the lineup for the Gothic Knights. Junior Juan Pena, and then another senior, Matt Corsi, a very experienced top half of the lineup. And the youth is at the bottom half of the lineup, the future of the program. That's high to Kraft, 2-1. Softball team is playing concurrently on the other side of the complex, taking on Lehman, looking for their 3rd and 4th wins of the year. They are 20-2 all-time against Lehman in the history of that series. That's high, 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike. Swung on and missed, 3-2. Both the baseball and softball teams will open conference play this weekend. Baseball, 11:30 a.m. on Saturday, will host Stockton in a doubleheader. Second game will begin at approximately 2:30. Meanwhile, the softball team, as that is popped in the air, middle of the infield, backpedaling and making the catch, is the shortstop for Old Westbury, Mineta, for out number 2. So 2 away. That will bring up Nick Legato. Legato hitting .289 in the year, 13 for 45, 8 RBIs, 11 runs scored. When he's on base, he's dangerous, 7 for 8 and steals on the year. As off the plate for ball 1. Legato swung on and missed. That'll be a ball and a strike. Softball on Saturday will host Rutgers Camden in their first NJAC doubleheader of 9 this year. Popped in the air, foul behind us, out of play. Be a ball and 2 strikes here. And that is chopped foul. Put a microphone right behind home plate today, so you'll be able to hear the ping off the bat and the ball as it hits the leather as the catcher, Borsch, catches for home in here in the first inning. Should hopefully also be able to hear balls and strikes from our home plate umpire. The 1-2, and that's hit in the air. Shallow center field on the run and making a diving catch. What a great catch in center by Paprocki to end the inning and rob Nick Legato of a base hit on a line out to center, a diving catch by Paprocki. So the Gothic Knights go 1-2-3 here in inning number 1. Old Westbury leads 1-0 as we head to the second. Second inning in Jersey City. Old Westbury, back-to-back doubles in the first, owns a 1-0 lead. It'll be the number 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up: Cruz, Borsch, and Paprocki. Cruz hitting .286 on the year, got a .421 on base percentage though, 4 for 14 on the season. Anthony Zaccaro already with 3 Ks in this one. And first pitch is low. Gene Campbell is on our third base side camera. Ground ball. Tom Pulsini gloves that one with confidence, but the throw is in the dirt. And Cruz is safe on the throwing error by Polsini, just his third error of the season.
Now batting the catcher, number 6, Michael Borsch.
So bring up the catcher, Borsch. He looks at strike one here from Zucchero. Borsch, their leading hitter, 355, 11 hits in 31 at-bats. He has scored 6 times. That's fouled off the plate. That'll be 0-2. Zucchero looks at the runner at first, keeping Cruz honest. Zucchero now with 6 strikeouts on the year and 4 innings of work. Home plate umpire having a conversation with the NJCU dugout. And head coach Jerry Smith out to have a chat. That's Gene Kimball on the camera work for us at third. So that conversation breaks up. And Jerry Smith back to the dugout for the Gothic Knights in his 8th season as the skipper for NJCU. So it'll be an 0-2 pitch here to Borsch. And he went around. That is strikeout number 4 for Anthony Zucchero.
Now batting the center fielder, number 20, Sean Paprocki.
So the center fielder, Paprocki, due up here. Runner on base, 1 out. Old Westbury on top, already 1-0. They throw back to first. Cruz back in safely. Paprocki hitting .277 on the year, 13 hits in 47 at-bats. As a team, Old Westbury has struggled at the plate overall this year, just hitting .241 through 14 games. NJCU, in contrast, hitting .288 as a team. And that includes 2 games in Florida back-to-back where they got shut out. First time they got shut out in back-to-back games in 13 years. There goes the runner, throw by Voss, and the tag is applied by Matt Corsi. That is a 1-3-4, caught stealing. And NJCU erases the runner on. There's now 2 away. That's off the plate. A 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 popped in the air. Shallow left side of the infield. And Nick Legato's right there on the soft pop-up to end the frame. So a pop-up to Nick Legato. And after he caught stealing, Panthers go in order here in the second. The Gothic Knights look to draw even. Due up, Pena, Corsi, and Voss when we come back. Back here for inning number 2 for the Gothic Knights. Juan Pena, the cleanup hitter, the junior right fielder out of Perth Amboy, steps in, hitting .370 on the year, 17 hits and 46 at-bats. Pena has 8 RBIs on the year. He is a menace on the base path, 13 for 15 on the season. He had 4 steals on Tuesday, and that is lined to right field. That's going to fall in for the first hit for NJCU in this game. Pena with a hard turnaround first. He's aboard with the first pitch base hit. So that'll bring up Matt Corsi.
The second baseman, number 29, Matt Corsi.
Pena, again, had 4 steals in that win against Baruch. That was a single game school record matching 9 steals the Gothic Knights had in that game. First pitch to Corsi is a called strike. Low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Fernando Guerrero predicting a steal. Corsi pops in the air in front of home plate, and coming over to make the catch will be the third baseman, and that's Kaminsky for out number 1. So 1 away, that will bring up Ricky Voss.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 23, Ricky Voss.
So Ricky Voss steps in with 1 out. There goes Pena. There's the throw to second, and it's not in time. It bounced to second, and that allowed Pena to slide in. With his 14th steal and 16 chances, the Gothic Knights with a tying run. Now at second base. I think that was ball 1. Should be 1 ball count. Voss did swing at that one, so it's 1-1. 1-1 here to Ricky Voss. Voss, 2-time NJAC Rookie of the Week, hitting .250 on the year. He has 6 RBIs, looking for number 7. That's way outside 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike to Voss. He will be followed in the Gothic Knight lineup by Bill Feehan, who we've been waiting to see. So Pena, always a threat to potentially steal third as well. Looks like Borsch, the catcher, does have a strong arm. Low, 3-1. Voss has walked 10 times this year. That is second on the team to Tom Pulsini. That's given him a .404 on base percentage despite having a .250 batting average. And he hits that in the air to deep right field. How far is that going to go? Ricky Voss with his first collegiate home run, a 2-run shot, and the Gothic Knights have tied the game. And now they take the lead. As Ricky Voss, Pena scores, Voss comes around, and NJCU on top 2-1. So bottom of the second inning, NJCU now on top 2-1. And Bill Feehan, welcome back. Junior out of Point Pleasant, New Jersey. Was hitting .500 in a small sample size before he got hurt against Illinois Wesleyan down in Florida on March 9th, as he was trying to score from second base on a base hit. As a called strike, a ball and a strike to Feehan. He won one. It's high 2-1. Three and one here to Feehan with Batista on deck. It's a good spot in the lineup for Feehan to be here. No pressure being in the number 7 spot as he tries to get his timing back after being on the shelf for 2 weeks. And he does what he's been doing for years, and that's draw a walk. He did walk 2 times in 4 plate appearances in the Illinois Wesleyan game before getting hurt, and he's able to draw a walk here. So Brian Batista making his first start for the Gothic Knights today, looking for his first hit in 3 at-bats. He does have 1 RBI. That was on a bases-loaded walk. Swung on and miss on the curveball. And be 2 strikes here to Batista. Brian Batista transferred for the Gothic Knights, a junior out of Englewood, New Jersey. Graduated from Cardinal Hayes High School in the Bronx, New York. The 0-2 foul back towards us. And it will remain 0-2. Jeanine Moseti, now my director-producer. After a miserable experience at the dentist, caused her to be a little late for the game. The 0-2, that's off the plate, bounces high, up and over. We don't see that too often. And on the wild pitch, Feehan goes to second. Now, it's not too often that we see a wild pitch that actually goes up and over a 20-foot backstop, one that I have to climb up every game to put that camera up that you're watching the game on. That's low, 2-2. Two-one Gothic Knights lead. And that's the third base hit for the Gothic Knights as Batista, his first career hit to left field. Bill Feehan is running as best he can, coming off injury. He scores, and it's 3-1. So Brian Batista with his first hit as a Gothic Knight, and that drives in Bill Feehan.
Now batting, the catcher, number 14, Anthony Palmisano.
So the wild pitch allows Feehan to get in scoring position, and the Gothic Knights capitalize, leading 3-1. And Anthony Palmisano, that's some awesome walk-up music. Absolutely certain he chose that himself. The rookie out of Colonia does not bat with gloves. Gothic Knight catcher. As a called strike. Palmisano has been struggling so far to get his offense going. 4 for 29 on the year. He does have a .306 on-base percentage because he's walked 5 times. And he's been hit by a pitch now for the 3rd time this year. So that now matches Leo Colon for the team high. And he's aboard, which is 1 out. That forces Brian Batista to second. Gothic Knights softball team trailing Lehman 3-0 in the top of the second inning on the adjacent field. Lehman scored 3 times in the second. So back at the top of the order, Tom Pulsini will step in. And the first pitch is called strike. Pulsini grounded out his first time up. He also had a throwing error in the field. There goes the runner, Batista, and he is out. As the pitcher, Homan, was able to see him out of the corner of his eye and just flipped to third, and Batista was long out. Palmisano will advance to second base on the throw. And that's in the air to left field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Palmisano will score. And the Gothic Knight lead is 4-1 on a double by Pulsini.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 2, Jesse Kraft.
So Jesse Kraft up now 4-1 Gothic Knights. They have 4 hits in this game. And Jesse Kraft will step in, the number 2 hitter in the lineup. Kraft flew out his first time up. Ground ball. The only play will be to third base, and Pulsini is safe there, so a base hit. 5th hit for Kraft, or for NJCU. Kraft aboard, runners on the corners with 2 outs here in inning number 2.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 7, Nick Legato.
So a base hit to the left side. Pulsini advances. The only possible play for the shortstop, Minetto, is at third. Nick Legato, can he capitalize with the lead 4-1? And the first pitch is low to Legato. Legato flew out his first time up today. The 1-0. That's popped in the air, foul. Kraft had taken off, but he'll have to go back. One and one is your count. Throw back to first. Kraft back in standing. Popped in the air, middle of the infield. Minetto settles underneath it, and he makes the catch, and the inning comes to a close, but not before the Gothic Knights are able to score 4 times on 5 hits. They leave 2 on. They lead 4-1 as we head to the third.
The Gothic Knights bring the inning to a close with 4 runs off of 5 hits and left 2 men on base. The Gothic Knights now lead 4-1.
Wow.
I just wanted to get good grades and to do well. But it also made me realize that I have a lot of career goals.
You're there to get a full college experience, not only participate in your sport, but participate in things outside of that, and it's all about growing as a person.
My coaches have helped me with figuring out who I really am. Their lives are dedicated for us to succeed.
All right, back to game action now here. Third inning, NJCU on top 4-1, looking for win number 8 in 9 games. It'll be Robertson, the number 9 hitter, due up in the lineup, the right fielder. Oh, 1 by Zucchero is high. Be a ball and a strike. And that's line to center field. Kraft now will have to backpedal. Misread that one, misjudged it over his head. Going to roll to the wall. Robertson around second. He's looking to third, and he will reach base with a stand-up triple to lead off the frame. So Kraft came in and just completely misjudged that one. That one went over his head almost 380 feet before he was able to recover. And I'll bring up the top of the order for the shortstop, Mineta. Mineta struck out his first time up today. Swung on and missed. And that is a sophomore out of Farmingdale, New York. The 1-1, they will throw to third, and diving back in safely is Robertson. One ball, one strike. Zucchero deals, misses wide, 2-1. Ira Thor with you live here at the Thomas M. Garrity Athletic Complex in Jersey City, March 28th. The Gothic Knights' final non-conference game until NJAC play starts. They'll have plenty of non-conference action still to go this year. That's popped in the air. Voss giving chase. And right behind home plate, Anthony Palmasano there to make the catch. That's a nice highlight there as he's able to catch that one just before colliding with the cage. So an FF2 for the first out. And that will bring up Wilson, who struck out his first time up. Brandon Wilson, a transfer from Division II, the College of St. Rose. He's from Stony Brook, New York. Curveball dropping in by Zucchero, a little high. Wilson on the year has 5 RBIs, hitting .265, entering action today. 1-0 pitch by Zucchero. And that's hit in the air to right field. This should score a run. Pena on the run, makes the catch. Here comes Robertson. The throw to the plate will be wide. It's a sacrifice fly for Old Westbury, and they've cut the deficit to 4-2. NJCU, 4 runs, 5 hits, 1 error. Old Westbury, 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. And it'll be Condon, the catcher, and he lines it up the middle for a base hit. Second hit this inning, 4th of the game for Old Westbury. So 2 away, it'll bring up Capel. Gothic Knights softball now down 6-0 in game number 1. Capel doubled his first time up, fouls this one off to the left. Pulsini watches it sail towards the bay. Curveball drops in for strike 2, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. The Gothic Knights trying to get out of the third here with just 1 run against. Time is asked for by Capel. The 0-2. Oh, that's wide, 1-2. And ground ball, 1 hop. Corsi handles it well, flips to Voss, and the inning comes to a close on the 4-3 ground out by Capel. So Condon left on base as Old Westbury is able to get a sacrifice fly after a leadoff triple by Robertson. 1 run on 2 hits, they leave 1. Bottom of the third coming up, 4-2 Gothic Knights.
NJCU still leads 4-2. Now batting, the right fielder, number 13, Juan Peña.
Back here in the bottom of inning number 3, the Gothic Knights with a 2-run edge here. It'll bring up Peña, Corsi, and Voss, middle of the lineup for the Gothic Knights. They'll face a new pitcher in number 18, Steven Talarius, a junior left-hander, 6'2", 208, out of Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, graduate of Central Islip High School. Talarius has made 3 appearances this year in relief. Ground ball. They will have to hurry, and a good play by Mineta retires Peña.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 29, Matt Corsi.
So a 6-3 ground out. That'll bring up Matt Corsi. Corsi flew out his first time up today. Look at the final line here for home. He went 2 innings, threw 45 pitches, allowed 4 runs on 5 hits, walking 1. Pitch to Corsi, ground ball off of the glove of Tellerius. And even though it changes direction, oh, Moneta was there, and then he threw it away, and Matt Corsi is safe on the throwing error by Moneta. So an E6 throwing error, first error on the Panthers, and the Gothic Knights have a one-out base runner for Ricky Voss. Voss, 2 RBIs, his first time up, as he hit his first career home run, first of many, as he drilled it over the right field fence. Big cut by Voss, the NJAC Rookie of the Week, 1-1. Low, 2-1. Voss, Anthony Palmisano are the newcomers in the lineup who are going to play basically every day for NJCU. 4-2 Gothic Knights lead here in the bottom of the third. Inside, 3-1 by Tellerius. He's a transfer from Dowling College, and there are, I believe, 2 or 3 transfers from Dowling which closed. And being in Long Island, Old Westbury, a natural place to go, as that one is off the end of the bat. A little roller for a foul ball, 3-2. So Dowling campus closed, and with it, obviously, its athletic programs went down, the Division II program. For those who wish to continue their athletic careers, Old Westbury, Farmingdale State, St. Joe's, Long Island, all they're out on the middle of the island. The 3-2, Voss goes down on strikes. So 2 away, and that will bring up Bill Feehan, who walked his first time up. Looked at Bill's GPA the other day. I'm trying to consider who we want to put up for Academic All-America later this year. He's got a 3.92 GPA, and that is ripped foul. Majoring in fire science. I could absolutely trust him one day to investigate the cause of fires. He walked, by the way, his 50th time as a collegiate player, his first time up in 2 weeks earlier in this contest. The 0-1 pitch, that's low, 1-1. One and two on the big cut. Tellerius looks at the runner at second, deals, and Feehan, slow roller. First baseman dives, he's going to flip, and with Feehan still coming off a hamstring injury, not running very well. And then Condon, he was able to flip it to Tellerius to end the inning on the 3-1 ground out. So the Gothic Knights get a base runner in Matt Corsi on a one-out error. They do not score here in the third. We head to the fourth. NJCU leading 4-2.
I learned a lot of valuable lessons playing college football. I never thought about the health benefits of exercise until I actually started to talk to coaches in college. It's not only just for performance, it's for life. My coaches instilled the importance of well-being, not only building up strength, mental health, getting enough sleep, eating properly is all what it is to be healthy. I decided that I want to go into personal training and share my knowledge that I obtained in college about physical and mental well-being.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 5, Sean Kaminsky.
As we begin the fourth inning, first pitch to Kaminsky fouled off at the plate. You heard the ping from the bat. It'll be Kaminsky, Cruz, Borsch, the number 5, 6, 7 hitters due up as the Panthers, members of the Skyline Conference. They are 5-8-1 in the year. They're 2-2 in the league. They look to end a one-game losing streak as that is fouled off to the right. 2-strike count now here to Kaminsky. Kaminsky, sophomore out of Babylon, New York, Babylon High School. In and out of the glove of Palmisano. 1-2. Caro deals. Just wide, 2-2. The 2-2 from Zucchero. Nice pitch! Curveball on the outside corner for the strikeout. Anthony Zucchero's 5th strikeout. He hasn't walked anybody yet in 3.1 innings. Allowed 2 runs and 4 hits. And he's done a nice job so far. I'll bring up Cruz. First pitch is low. Cruz out of Manhattan, New York. He's a 5'11" sophomore out of the always messes one up. It's the Perkiomen School, not the Pokemon School, and that's fouled off. One ball, one strike. Hit in the air, shallow right field. Pena on the run towards the line, makes the catch. So 2 away, it'll bring up Borsch, the catcher. And we're going to have a pinch hitter here. Be number 25, Joseph Amoroso, freshman out of Atlantic Beach, New York. So Amoroso will be the pinch hitter. Looking for his first career hit, 0 for 3 on the year. He has been hit by a pitch. He's been on base once. He has started 1 game. This is his 4th appearance. And the first pitch popped in the air, foul territory. Pulsini drops it for an error. So, Pulsini, National Team of the Week. He had just 2 errors all year, has 2 in this game. Swung on and missed. Now 0-2. Ground ball foul, remains 0-2. Looks like our camera's moved a little bit. In the air to left, center field. Kraft making a diving catch. Jesse Kraft laying out in the gap, and the inning comes to a close. Amazing defensive play by the senior out of Nutley in left center as he is able to fully elevate and parallel to the ground pulls it in. So in order, go the Panthers NJCU 4-2 lead heading to the bottom of the fourth.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 34, Brian Batista.
Back here for the fourth inning, some defensive changes made for the Panthers. Brian Batista flies out on the 1-1 pitch. So one away, it'll be Anthony Palmisano due up. Now in the game in the left field is Matt Dalton, 6'1" sophomore out of West Babylon, New York. Cruz, who was in left field, goes to third. And then Sean Kaminsky, who was at third, goes to shortstop. Mike Mineta out of the game. Palmisano due up. Swung on and missed. And that's lined to left field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Palmisano around first, takes a wide turn. He's aboard safely with a one-out single. Sixth hit for the Knights.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 27, Tom Pulsini.
So top of the order for NJCU, and Tom Pulsini steps in. That's the first hit given up by Talarius. So one out, runner on first. There goes Palmisano. And he's going to survive. He was picked off, but a balk by the pitcher Talarius. And Palmisano at second base. Pulsini popped in the air, Left side of the infield, Kaminsky will make the catch. So Kaminsky, who moved over from third to shortstop.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 2, Jesse.
Second
Kraft.
out. And Jesse Kraft will try to drive in Palmisano here with 2 outs. First pitch is a ball. Kraft 1 for 2 in this game. And fastball on the outside part of the plate. 1-1. Curve is high, 2-1. Low. And 3-1. Kraft gets on Legato. Will be due up. He has 8 RBIs. Larry is trying to get out of the inning. Won't hear as he walks Kraft. And the Gothic Knights have 2 on here with 2 outs, and Nick Legato, the batter.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 7, Nick Legato.
As a called strike to Legato. Softball team is losing 6-0 in the 5th inning. They have not had a hit yet. Hopefully by saying that it will jinx it. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2-1. Softball will have another one after this. Christina Mezzi will get the ball for game number 2. And JC just trying to get that one in, though, because last game, even though they started at 3 o'clock, doubleheader was called due to darkness at about 6:45 p.m. Legato got a piece of that one, 2-2. And this doubleheader today was scheduled for 4 for softball. Finally started at 3:45. But it'll be very difficult for the Knights to get the game in for that window of about 6:45 to 7 where you just can't see well enough to play. The 2-2 inside. Legato got hit on the arm. And you can hear the ball make contact there on our backstop mic. And the bases are loaded for Juan Pena.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 13, Juan Pena.
Second batter hit today for NJCU. Palmisano was hit earlier. And Pena looks at ball 1. Pena 1 for 2 with a run scored and his 14th steal of the season. The 1-0, that's low as well, 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes with the bases full of Gothic Knights. That's high, 3-0. And another ball here will make it 5-2. Pena can be patient. Strike called as Talarius takes a deep breath and fires a strike. That is ball 4. So an RBI for Juan Pena, his 9th of the year. Scoring is Palmasano, who started this off with a single to left. And the Gothic Knight lead is 5-2.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 29, Matt Corsi.
So 5-2 the Knights lead, and Matt Corsi due up for the Knights. Busy day in NJCU athletics. The men's volleyball team also on the road today against John Jay. In the air, down the right field line, and settling underneath it to make the catch was the second baseman Wilson, and the inning comes to a close. So the Gothic Knights leave the bases loaded as Corsi pops up to second base in shallow right field, and Pena, Legato, and Kraft all left on base. But the Gothic Knights were able to get one more run on a bases-loaded walk. They had one hit in the inning. They strand 3 as we head to the 5th.
The Gothic Knights close the inning with 1 run, 1 hit, and leave 3 on base. They now extend the lead 5-2.
These are your teams, your players, your community of fans. This is where they play, where they practice, where you cheer. At every meet, every event, every game. Your community is passionate, dedicated, supportive. You know the tension of a close game and the thrill of the win. So while you're cheering, keep an eye out for anything out of the ordinary. If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 5. Correction, the center fielder, number 20, Sean Paprocki.
Fifth inning here, and the first pitch to the center fielder. And Sean Paprocki is able to single to right. Juan Pena got to the ball quickly and fired it to Voss and made it a lot closer than normally it would have been.
Number 9, Drew Robertson.
The reason I sound winded is I just scaled a ladder, climbed on top of the roof of the press box, fixed the camera, and climbed back down in 30 seconds like Spider-Man. Ground ball, Legato. Oh, he throws it wide of Corsi, and everyone is safe. Taylor made double play. Covering first is Palmasano, can't apply the tag. And on the fielder's choice, Robertson is safe. Paprocki survives at second.
Now batting, number 32, Matt Dalton.
Another error for the Gothic Knights from the left side of their infield, which has been surefire all year. And then Anthony Zucchero with a balk, and everybody advances. Knights have broken up the no-hitter that I tried to jinx. They got a single from Dulce Almonte. 5-2, NJCU's baseball team leading here in the top of the 5th. Check swing. He went around. And a ball and a strike. The 1-1. Chopped up the first base side. Gonna be a tough play. Voss flipping to Zucchero, and not in time. That was a soft toss, pulled him off the bag, and that's gonna be a base hit for Dalton, and it will score a run as Paprocki scoring from third. Robertson advances, runners on the corner, still nobody out, and it's now a 5-3 ball game. So still nobody out, and now Wilson will step in. Wilson, the second baseman, had a sac fly his last time up. The 1-0, lined right at Nick Legato.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 23, John Condon.
So a line out to short, one away, and it'll be the first baseman Condon due up. Condon is 2 for 2 in this game with a run scored. Entered play today, hitting .275 in the year. He'll bring his average closer to the 300 mark after those 2 hits, dependent on this at bat. The 0-1 by Zucchero. Off the end of the bat. Oh and 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Sarah looks at first, deals, just misses 1 and 2. Men's volleyball team will be home tomorrow. It was originally supposed to be a road tri-match on Saturday, but Wilkes had a scheduling conflict they cannot host. And JC was the only other team in the tri-match that could host, as Condon goes down on strikes for the first time today. Strikeout number 6 by Zucchero, and now 2 away.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 30, Peter Capel.
And that will bring up the cleanup hitter, Capel, with the runners on the corners and 2 outs. So Sarah Lawrence could not host, so the Gothic Knights will, but they will move it up from Saturday to Friday. And they will play tomorrow night. First NJCU against Sarah Lawrence at 4 o'clock on Friday. And then a neutral court match at 6, and then NJCU against Wilkes at 8 p.m. Curve ball for a called strike. Had that match been home on Saturday, we would have had a logistical nightmare because we have baseball and softball already home. Lined right at a very patient Matt Corsi at second base, and the inning comes to a close. So an error extends the inning and allows a run to eventually score, but the Gothic Knights settle down from there. And 2 lineouts and a strikeout by Zucchero, stranding runners on the corners here in the 5th. Official game, NJCU leading 5-3.
Old Westbury closes the inning with 1 run off of 1 hit and left 2 men on base. The Gothic Knights still leading 5-3. Now batting, the first baseman, number 23, Ricky Ross.
It's better than yours, damn right. It's better than yours. I could teach you, but I have to charge. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better than.
Ricky Voss has a 2-run homer today as he leads off the 5th inning. Of the Voss, Fian, Batista, the number 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up for the Gothic Knights. That's low, 2-0. Three and 0 is Voss looking for his second walk of the game. Hilarious. Now Voss showing bunt. Called strike. I don't think you're going to see Voss bunt. But definitely playing some mind games here with the pitcher. 3-1. Popped in the air. Middle of the infield. Now drifting to shallow center on a run as that ball carried in the wind. The catch was made by Pepperaki.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 33.
At first, I thought that ball was going to be caught in the middle of the infield, but it kept carrying. As you often see balls change direction without warning here at the Garrity Complex. Bill Fian, who walked his first time up today, steps in. And it's a called strike. Fian has walked and scored once. And also grounded out 3-1. It's called strike. 0-2 to Bill Fian. Swung on a pitch in the dirt. They will complete the throw to first as Fian strikes out. So KS 2-3 if you're scoring at home. And Brian Batista, who had his first career hit for NJCU in his last time up, steps in. Got a log jam in left field with Fian unable to run full speed defensively. He'll DH for the near future. It's called strike. So Batista and Leo Colon both trying to earn some time out in left field. Colon's played a lot lately and played pretty well. Batista fouls that one off. Colon did hit .242. Started off slowly, but ended up in 11 games, 10 starts with Fian's absence at 8 hits and 4 runs scored. So definitely made a case for himself. And Batista lines this one foul down the left field line. Good job there by our freezing cold camera operator, Gene Campbell, GA on the men's basketball team, former guard for the Knights. Earning his pay today, that is for sure. The 0-2. Strike 3 looking, and Batista knew it. Second strikeout in a row here for Tolarius as he retires the Knights in order in the 5th. 5-3 as we head to inning number 6.
The Gothic Knights close the inning with no runs, no hits, and no man left on base, still keeping their lead of 5-3.
Yeah. 901 Shelby Drive, look alive, look alive. Came up on this side, now they on the other side. Oh well, them dogs, we gon' see how hard they ride. I get racks to go outside, and I split it with the guys. We up on the other side, acting like we tied. I've been gone since like July, acting like I died. They won't be expecting when Capo go to slide, cause I told them that we put that behind us, but I lied. Hey, look who I'm around, man. If I fuck up, I'ma be down.
Now batting the shortstop, number 5, Sean Kaminsky.
Kaminsky is due up here for Old Westbury. They trail 5-3. He'll be followed by Cruz and then Amoroso, the new catcher. 1-ball count here to Kaminsky. Sophomore out of Babylon, New York. That's wide. Zacharo's thrown a pretty good game so far. He has struck out 6, walked none, allowed just 2 earned runs and 6 hits over 61 pitches. Ground ball, Pulsini, his 3rd error of the game.
Now batting the 3rd baseman, number 29, Joshua Cruz.
Ball was well hit, but that's one that he has in front of him. Pulsini has to make that play. And Cruz will step in with a runner on first. Obviously not an easy day to play defense on a cold day here in the Northeast. Ball's in the dirt. Palmasano there to collect it. That will keep Kaminsky at first. While it's a bit nippy today, it is going to warm up on Saturday. It'd be 67 degrees. .62 tomorrow as well, as it starts to feel like spring finally. Hit in the air to left field. Batista on the run, measuring it, and makes the catch.
Now batting the catcher, number 25.
So
Joseph
one away, it'll
Amoroso.
bring up Amoroso, the new catcher. Joey Amoroso, a freshman, 6 foot 195, out of Atlantic Beach, New York. And Lawrence High School. Tommy Lee, you ever go scuba diving off of Atlantic Beach, New York? You could add that to your diving list. Throw back to first, diving in safely is Kaminsky. Two balls and no strikes. You see the head coach Rod Steffen for Old Westbury in the 3rd base box. (3-0) here to Amoroso. Zaccharo has not walked anyone yet. Three and one. And that will be ball 4.
Now batting the center fielder, number 20, Sean Paprocki.
So walk will put runners at first and second. The first walk given up by Zaccharo. And Paprocki, who singled the last time up, comes aboard, tying runs on base here for the Panthers in the 6th inning. Be a 1-strike count here by Zaccharo. Looks at second, deals. That's high. The 1-1. Curveball on the outside corner. Nice pitch by Zucchero, and it's 1-2. Currently 48 degrees here in Jersey City. It feels like 38. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Strikeout number 7 by Anthony Zucchero. One shy of the single season team high.
Batting, the right fielder, number 9, Drew Robertson.
So Zucchero's curveball is working like a charm today. NJCU, however, has committed 3 errors on the left side of the infield. Actually 4, because Legato had a throwing error. 4 errors on the Knights. And see if he can recover here from the leadoff error. 2 outs now. Ball kept in front by Palmisano. I'll tell you what, Palmisano has struggled with his bat early on in his freshman year as he adjusts to collegiate pitching. But defensively, he has not needed any time to adjust. He has done a fantastic job picking up a position where Jan Castellano, who caught last year, was one of the finest defensive players in the country at the position. Palmisano has picked it up nicely. Ground ball, and it gets through Pulsini mental right now. That will score a run. And it's 5-4. So Robertson will knock in Kaminsky on the 5th error of the game.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 32, Matt Dalton.
So an E5 fielding error right through the wickets. Amoroso goes to second base, and Kaminsky scores an unearned run. It is 5-4. Old Westbury has 6 hits. The Gothic Knights have a season-high 5 errors. Ground ball, Corsi charging it. Then he will throw on to Ricky Voss at the end of the inning as the Gothic Knights get out of trouble, stranding 2 runners on. So a rough inning defensively for NJCU. Tom Pulsini will try to forget this one. 1 run, no hits. There were 2 errors, 2 left on as we head to the bottom of the 6th. The Gothic Knight lead is 1.
Old Westbury closes the inning with 1 run off of no hits and 2 men on base. Now batting, the catcher, number 14, Anthony Palmisano.
Back here for the bottom of the 6th inning now that we have the Baby Shark song stuck in our heads for the rest of the week. Anthony Palmisano will be due up. His team now up by just 1 as they've committed 5 miscues in this contest. It'll be Palmisano, Pulsini, Kraft, the 9-1-2 hitters due up. And a big cut popped up behind home plate. Now drifting back towards the field. That's going to fall in for a hit. As Palmisano, that ball moving around in the wind, takes advantage of the home field advantage. And the home plate umpire looks at me and could not believe how much that ball moved around. So the 7th hit for the Knights, that is a gift indeed. And Tom Pulsini steps up. He'll try to make up for a tough defensive inning. Still NJCU's top hitter overall on the year. Pulsini 1 for 3 today with an RBI. Softball 6-2. They trail in the bottom of the 6th. See if they can get in a full game number 2 after this. 5-4. Palmisano dancing off of the bag. Curveball drops in high. Throw back to first, Palmisano in safely. The 1-1. Oh, and Pulsini got drilled in the leg. Carla Mejia, our athletic trainer who came in, may want to leave.
Now batting the center fielder, number 2, Jesse Kraft.
He's going to have to check on Pulsini. I think he's all right. And Jesse Kraft due up here. And I think the Gothic Knights are going to call an offensive timeout here to talk things over. So 5-4 the Knights lead. Runners on first and second after Pulsini was hit by the pitch. And Palmisano with a win-aided single. Swedish Fish have ended up in front of my computer. That is a dangerous sign. 1-ball count here. Kraft looks at 1-2-0. Love the sound from our backstop mic of the ball in the glove, hitting the glove. That's just a pure baseball sound if there is one. Gothic Knights trying to expand the lead. That is high for ball 3. Ball 4, so Kraft is able to draw a 4-pitch walk. Bases are full now for Nick Legato. And head coach Rod Steffen, I believe he has seen enough. I think they're going to make a pitching change. And they will. So call to the bullpen here for Old Westbury. We'll take a break. It's 5-4 Gothic Knights, bags full of NJCU.
For Old Westbury is number 27, Mike Abagnale.
So Nick Legato will step in with the bases full. Kraft at first, Pulsini at second, Palmisano at third. The Knights, well, they led 5-2. It's been cut to 5-4. And the new pitcher is number 27, Mike Abagnale, a 5'6", 178-pound freshman out of Massapequa, New York. And the first pitch he throws is ball one. Abagnale's thrown once so far in his career. In relief, it went 1.1 innings. He allowed one hit, facing 5 batters. Inside of Legato, and it's 2-0. Deep breath by Abagnale. Deals. That is wide. 3-0. Can Legato drive in a run? Ground ball. That is a foul ball. Anthony Palmisano had to basically do a twerk there to get out of the way of that ball. You heard me. A twerk. It's not just for the clubs anymore. It's great on the third baseline. We'll have to practice that in our faculty staff game this year. The 3-1. And that's ground ball. It's going to get through the left side for a base hit. Palmisano scores. Pulsini's right behind him. It's a 2-run single for Nick Legato, and the NJCU lead is now 7-4. Kraft goes to second base on the base hit by Legato. He now has 3 RBIs in this contest. Correction, 2 RBIs in the contest for Nick Legato. Got 10 on the year. He's now second on the team to Matt Corsi. Juan Pena due up. Still nobody out here as we're in the heart of the NJCU lineup now. The number 4 hitter to cleanup hitter Pena. 7 runs, 8 hits, 5 errors for the Knights. 4 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for Old Westbury. And the throw to third, not in time. It's a double steal for NJCU as Legato and Kraft take off. And that's low to Pena, and it's 3-0. Swung on and missed, 3-1. And that's hit in the air to deep left center field, and that's going to carry all the way to the wall. Coming home is Jesse Kraft. Right behind him is Nick Legato, and diving in with a RBI triple is Juan Pena, and the NJCU lead is 9-4. First triple of the year, 10th RBIs for Pena.
Now batting the second baseman, number 29, Matt Corsi.
So a 4-run inning for the Gothic Knights in the heart of the order. Legato both driving in a pair of runs, and we'll see if Matt Corsi can contribute as well as the second baseman looks at ball 1. High for ball 2. Abagnale has struggled so far in this one. First runs he's given up. He's responsible for half of them. In the dirt, 3-0. Delirious, his day is officially done. 3 innings. Allowed 4 runs, 2 hits, struck out 3, and walked 3. And that's lined to center field for a base hit. It will drop in. Pena with a slow run home. An RBI single for Matt Corsi. And a 5-run inning here in the 6th. Makes it 10-4 Gothic Knights.
Now batting the first baseman, number 23, Ricky Voss.
So Corsi on first, Ricky Voss. Voss already has a 2-run homer today. Pops this one in the air, right center field. And making the catch is the center fielder, Sean Paprocki. That's the first out of the inning.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 33, Bill Feehan.
So Bill Feehan, he has walked, grounded out, and struck out in his return to the field for the first time since March 9th. See if he can extend the inning as he looks at a fastball shoulder high. NJCU now has 10 runs and 10 hits. Looking for their 8th win in 9 games. That'll be one of the winningest stretches in the history of the program. Low. And they got Stockton at home on Saturday. Team lost its first game of the year to Illinois Wesleyan 12-11. Swung on and missed. And they had back-to-back games that they just were not in against Franklin and Marshall and RIT. But since then, they have been smooth out there on the field. The only loss in this whole stretch was on the road, as there goes Corsi, and he will steal second base on ball 3 to Bill Feehan. The only loss in this whole stretch was a 4-3 loss on the road against 5th-ranked Swarthmore, a game in which NJCU very easily could have won, as they left 12 men on base, including the tying run on second in the top of the 9th. And Feehan drills this one foul down the right field line. But it doesn't get any easier from here. As the Gothic Knights again jump into NJAC play, they will take on Stockton at home on Saturday. Then they'll be home against Mount St. Mary on Tuesday at 3:30. That is high for ball 4. Second time Feehan has walked. 51st walk of his career. And with 1 out, 2 men are on for Brian Batista.
34, Brian Batista.
The doubleheader on Saturday, we will bring you both games, all 18 innings of that contest here at the Garrity Complex. We will not have the play-by-play for the Mount St. Mary game, as the softball team is hosting Kane that day in NJAC action. And the first pitch is high. And then the next action we'll bring you will be next Thursday against Rowan, nationally ranked Rowan team. NJCU, a double steal. That goes into center field, and everyone will advance another base. Feehan looks behind him. He goes to third. A double steal by Corsi and Feehan, and a throwing error by the catcher. And on Amoroso's throw into center, it's now 11-4. So 3-ball count here to Batista, and he walks on 4 pitches. And with runners on the corners, Anthony Palmisano, who led this inning off, will bat for the second time as NJCU bats around, but Palmisano will face a new pitcher as here comes head coach Rod Steffen. There'll be a pitching change for the Panthers. Rough outing for Mike Abagnale. He'll be relieved here in the 6th inning. New pitcher will be number 45, Jalen Birdie, when we come back.
Now pitching for Old Westbury, number 45, Jalen Birdie.
Anthony Palmisano with 1 out will bat for the second time in what has been a 6-run inning for the Gothic Knights. They have scored 11 runs in this game. They were winning 5-4. Old Westbury made a comeback bid, but the Gothic Knights have begun to pull away here, and that is what they have done in some of these wins this year. Anthony Palmisano, who led off with a win-aided single, be a 1-ball count. Called strike, 1-1. Birdie is a 5'7", 162-pound right-hander out of Valley Stream, New York, and Valley Stream North. He's made 1 appearance, 1 inning, allowed a hit with 1 walk and no strikeouts, has not given up a run yet. Wind keeps blowing the press box door open, and it's called strike. Two balls and 2 strikes. And that's low. Runners will advance. At least the runner at first in Brian Batista. Staying put is Bill Feehan at third. And that's fouled back towards us. And that's hit in the air. Center field could bring in a run. Settling underneath it And making the catch is Pat Rocky. Sack fly is Bill Feehan is able to labor home. Gothic Knight lead is 12-4.
Now batting the third baseman, number 27, Tom Pulsini.
And Tom Pulsini will bat for the second time in this one. The 1-0 to Pulsini. And he swings through that one, 1-1. So 2 outs here in the 6th. 7 runs now home, and the lead is 12-4. Blow, it's 2-1. Oh my God, the wind door keeps blowing open. We're gonna have to retape this one. We'll have to wait in between innings here. Everybody keeps coming in and out, and the Pulsini hits this one in the air to right field down the line. Foul territory, sliding and making a brilliant catch is the right fielder Robertson to end the inning. In foul territory, Robertson went a long way for that one, slid and made the catch as Pulsini fouls out. But the Gothic Knights with a big-time 6th inning to blow this game open. 7 runs, 4 hits, 1 error, 1 left as they lead 12-4 heading to the 7th inning.
The Gothic Knights extend their lead by 7 runs off of 4 hits and left 1 man on base. Making my way downtown, now pitching for the Gothic Knights, number 39, Paul Tennessee. Stand back, we have just making a way through the crowd. And I need you, and I miss you. Now at third base for the Gothic Knights, number 10, Man McLaughlin. If I could fall into the sky, do you think time would pass me by? 'Cause you know I'd walk 1,000 miles if I could just see you tonight. There's always times like these when I think of you, and I wonder if you ever think of me. 'Cause everything's so wrong, I don't belong living in your precious memory. 'Cause I need you, and I miss you. Now I wonder if I could fall into the sky. Do you think? Now batting the second baseman, number 2, Brandon Wilson.
Back here for the top of the 7th inning after the Gothic Knights put up 7 runs. And Paul Tennessee, the new pitcher, in place of Anthony Zuccaro, in line to win for the first time this year. We'll also have a new first baseman as Dan McLaughlin will make an appearance in relief defensively at third. First pitch by Tennessee is ball 1. I'll tell you a little bit about Paul in a second, but let's first take a look at the final line by Zuccaro. 6 innings, he allowed just 4 earned runs, struck out 7, walked 1. One of the best performances of Anthony's career. And that knuckleball drops in for Tennessee. 2 balls and 1 strike. That's outside, 3-1. Tanasili on the year. This is his 4th appearance, 3rd in relief. He's went 4 innings, allowed 2 runs on 4 hits. Got a 4.50 ERA. That's a called strike. Obviously during the fall and the winter season, a very valuable part of our staff. Paul is the director and producer during soccer season and much of basketball season. Slow roller. First chance for McLaughlin at third as the 6th error of the game for the Gothic Knights. The 5th at third base. So the leadoff runner is on. NJC now has committed 6 errors. Old Westbury has 6 hits. And otherwise, this game not as close as it once was. NJCU led 5-3. Actually led 5-2. Westbury closed it within 5-4 as Condon's trying to bunt his way on. But then 7 runs in the 6th inning as NJCU batted around, sent 11 men to the plate. And that has broken this one open as the Gothic Knights looking for win number 8 in 9 games. And we'll have to look back in the record books to see when the last time that happened. Tanasili, ground ball, Corsi gets behind it, throws over to Voss for out number 1. So a 4-3 ground out. Wilson, who reached on the air, goes to second base and brings up the cleanup hitter, Capel. Capel, 1 for 3 in this game with an RBI. Another good pitch by Tanasili. That's fouled off at the plate. Anthony Zaccaro in line to be the winning pitcher for this one, joining us now in the press box. Trying to warm up a little bit after a fine performance. Ground ball, this is up the middle. Corsi there, on the run, off angle, and not in time. That'll be an infield single. And now runners on the corners with 1 out. Yeah, it was a 0-2 count that was on the base hit by Capel. His second hit of the game. Wilson goes to third. So single up the middle. That's just the 7th hit for the Panthers. And that brings up Kaminsky. Kaminsky, who moved to shortstop after starting the game at third base. Ground ball, Corsi is there. Goes to short way to Legato, on to first for a 4-6-3 double play, and the inning comes to a close. So the Gothic Knights, after an error to start the inning, get some defense to end the inning as Corsi, Legato, and Voss team up for the first double play of the game. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning, 12-4 Gothic Knights.
Old Westbury closed the inning with no runs, no hits, and no man left on base. Number 2, Jesse Kraft.
Bottom of the 7th inning here in Jersey City. Ira Thor with you on Gothic Vision. Gene Campbell freezing on the third base camera. Nina Carbonero is our PA announcer. And Jeanine Moseti. She's probably a little warmer than Jean is. She's our director producer for this one. 12-4 Gothic Knights lead. And we'll have some defensive changes, but for the Knights it'll be Kraft, Legato, and Pena. The 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up as they face Jalen Birdie. Defensive changes. New first baseman will be Jonathan Dastastraga. The longest last names I've ever seen in a baseball team. As that's fouled off to the screen. Also, new second baseman in place of Wilson will be number 16, Nick Labiento, sophomore out of Lynbrook, New York. So, Kraft, Legato, Pena. Kraft 1 for 2 in this game. He has walked twice as well, scoring once. 1 ball, 1 strike count. That's hit in the air. Shallow right field. Robertson on the run, loses his hat, and nearly collides with the new second baseman. And it was the second baseman who made the catch as Labiento. Well, miscommunication there, but they get the put out. So 1 away. And I'll bring up Nick Legato, who had a 2-run base hit his last time up.
Nick Legato.
Legato, 2 RBIs in this one, 1 for 3 with a run score. Now 10 RBIs on the year for Legato, who has 14 hits. Got about 5 Gothic Knights all clustered at the top of the hit column right now. Juan Pena leads the way, but Matt Corsi, Tom Pulsini, Jesse Kraft, Nick Legato, all veteran everyday players for the Knights. I've had great offensive years. Legato in the air, down the left field line, and that one is foul. Just misses about 5 feet to the left of the 325 sign. Knights have already hit 1 home run today, as Ricky Voss, the conference's Rookie of the Week, hit his first career home run. 1-1 pitch. That one's popped in the air, foul over our heads and out of play. First softball game has come to a close. So NJSU and Lehman, they're going to try to get this one in. But with sunset a little bit after 7, they're going to have to hurry. In the dirt, 2-2. And popping out is Legato.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 13, Juan Pena.
So Juan Pena will step in with 2 outs. He's got 3 RBIs on the day, 2 for 3, 2 runs scored, 3 RBIs, been on base 4 times. The 1-ball count, fouled back towards us. Jalen Birdie, now the pitcher, came in at the end of that 7-run 6th inning in relief. Two and one. Pena deals, or Looks at the pitch. That's hit in the air to deep left center field. That's going to drift all the way back towards the wall. Pena with speed will have a chance for a triple. He's around second, on his way to third. Throw will not nearly be in time. Oh, he's going for everything. The throw to the plate will not be in time. It's an inside the park home run by Juan Pena. You definitely don't see that every day, and Juan Pena, arguably the fastest player on the team. That's his first home run of the year, and he earned every bit of that one as he never stopped sprinting all the way around the bases. So it's now 13-4 Gothic Knights, their second home run of the game. And Matt Corsi will step up here after Juan Pena with a little fireworks. He's been on base 5 times now. In the air, down the left field line, foul territory, diving and unable to make a great catch. But a great effort there by Dalton, the left fielder, as he laid out and just could not hold on. A long strike for Corsi. Juan Pena is a double away from the cycle. He's got a single, a triple, and a home run. Corsi slips this one past the diving third baseman for a base hit. Corsi with a wide turn at first, and he's aboard with NJCU's 12th hit. So Matt Corsi puts the runner on first, 2 outs, and Ricky Voss stepping in. The Gothic Knights can get a few more base runners here. They may have a chance to get Juan Pena up in the 8th inning. And Voss in the air to deep right field. It's going to stay in the park as Robertson, about 10 feet from the fence, reaches up, makes the catch. Voss made a bid for his second home run of the game and narrowly missed. So a fly out to right. Corsi stranded at first, but the Gothic Knights get another run on an incredible inside the park home run by Juan Pena. 1 run on 2 hits and 1 left on as we head to the 8th. 13-4 Knights.
Now pitching for the Gothic Knights is number 16, Corey May.
The pain and the struggle followed me. My daddy never bothered me. And these cold streets made a man of me. For a time it'll come, they doubt me. Have to keep them all these proud. Keep a young homie grab you. You never know where your motivation will come from. We do the most with these bras and pop shots out. They try to push you aside, you gotta fight some. I had a line on the side and now we back on. I want that number 1 spot, I'm like icon. I got that beast in my eyes, I'm like Tyson. With my heart and my drive, I know I'm righteous. Keep some ice on me, rocky like it like pepper. Once you win, you gon' want more. Set a tree and need an encore. I was down on my legs when I found myself. I be a fighter to the end, to my last call. I got angels all around me, yeah. I got love all around me, yeah. I'll be a fighter to the end, to my last call. I'ma hustle to my last call. I got angels all around me, yeah. I got love all around me, yeah. I'll be a fighter to the end, to my last call. I'ma hustle to my last call. I came from the water. Every day my gang done the draw.
Now batting the third baseman, number 29, Joshua Carew.
Eighth inning, Cruz, a 1-0 pitch. Hits this one to right center field. He's going to be aboard with a leadoff double.
Now batting the catcher, number 25, Joseph Amoroso.
So Amoroso, the catcher, will step in here. And Corey Nace, by the way, is the new pitcher for the Gothic Knights, the redshirt junior out of Toms River, New Jersey. So 1-ball count here to Amoroso. NJCU leading by 9 here in the top of the 8th inning. That's popped in the air. Middle of the infield, Legato calling everyone off, and he makes the catch. So 1 away, and it brings up the center fielder, Paprocki. 8 hits in this one for Old Westbury. Paprocki 1 for 3 with a run scored. And the first pitch by Nace drops in a little low. One and 0. Curveball is good. 1-1. Fastball by Nace is a called strike. 1-2 here in the 8th. Paprocki, the number 8 hitter in this lineup. Slow roller. Nace fields it, and the throw to Voss in time. The runner will stay put at second base with 2 outs.
Now batting the right fielder, number 9, Drew Robertson.
Robertson, right fielder's made some good defensive plays out there on a windy day here at the Garrity Complex in Jersey City. Robertson 1 for 3 in this game with a run scored. Two-ball count here. Ground ball. Legato backhands it. His throw is in time. Legato with a zip of a throw. And the Gothic Knights, after a leadoff double, get through the 8th. So a 6-3 ground out. Cruz stranded at second. Bottom of the 8th coming up. 13-4 Gothic Knights.
Old Westbury closes the inning with no runs off of 1 hit and left 1 man on base. The Gothic Knights still have the lead.
Bird goes tweet and mouse goes tweet. Cow goes moo, frog goes croak, and the elephant goes toot. Ducks and quack, and fish go blow.
Now pitches number 3, Vinny Travato.
But there's one sound that no one knows. What does the fox say? What the fox say? What the fox say? Happy, 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 ho. Happy, 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 ho. Happy, 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 ho.
Now batting the designated hitter, number 33, Bill Bien.
So Bill Thean due up here. He'll be followed by Batista and Palmisano. Gotham Knights can keep this inning going. They're going to give Pena maybe an opportunity to come up for the cycle, but first pitch ground out as Dagastraga 3 unassisted at first.
Now batting.
Gotham Knights will have a pinch hitter here. It'll be Ty Hawkins, I should say. Ty Hawkins will be the pinch hitter. Junior out of Point Pleasant, New Jersey, gets the pinch hit opportunity for Brian Batista. And first pitch is high. High to Ty. In the air to left field. And making the catch for the second out is Dalton. So with 2 outs, we'll have a pinch hitter here. Anthony Palmisano's day is done. And Mike Albunia will come in as a pinch hitter and then catch the final inning. Albunia, the 3rd catcher in this roster for NJCU. When the year started, Luigi Lugo and Anthony Palmisano were scheduled to split catching duties, but Luigi Lugo with an injury in the Illinois Wesleyan game, and he's been out ever since. One ball, 1 strike. That's low, 2-1. And that's lined left center field. That's going to fall in for an extra base hit. Going to roll all the way to the wall. Albunia around first, on his way to second. He's aboard with a 2-out double. So Mike Albunia making the most of his pinch hit opportunities. That is his first
Now
extra base hit of the
third
season.
Baseman, number 10, Dan McLaughlin.
So Dan McLaughlin, who came in for Tom Pulsini at third base as a defensive replacement, will get his first at bat of the game. Looking for his first hit of the year. He's 0 for 8 on the year with 2 runs scored. He has 2 RBIs, including a hit by pitch with the bases loaded and a ground out. Foul tip. And quickly it's 0-2. St. Joe's, Long Island will be the next opponent for Old Westbury on Saturday. That's a Skyline Conference doubleheader in Patchogue, New York. Low. One and 2. And that's punched in the air to right center field. And that's going to fall in for an RBI single as Mike Albunia around third. And on his way to second with a bloop double is McLaughlin. Back-to-back doubles for the Gothic Knights, and it's 14-4. So Leo Colon will pinch hit here.
Number 31, Leo Colon.
Colon, who has played a lot this year in place of Bill Feehan in left field. 8 for 33 on the season with 3 RBIs. And that's hit in the air to deep left field. And that's over the head of the left fielder and will score a run. Cologne around first, on his way to second. Back-to-back-to-back doubles for NJCU, and they lead 15-4.
Now batting the shortstop, number 7, Nick Legato.
The Gothic Knights with 3 straight doubles, 2 runs home here in the 8th, and 15-4 your score. Now if Nick Legato gets on, Juan Pena will come up. He needs a double for the cycle. Low. By the way, this is a new pitcher for Old Westbury. Did not announce that earlier. Vinny Travato is a sophomore lefty out of Westbury, New York. It's called strike. 1-2. Travato on the year, 2 appearances. These are the first runs he's given up. And Legato, ground ball, 1 hop. The throw is in time, 5-3 as Legato is retired, and Juan Pena will be stranded on deck, not having an opportunity for the cycle today. But the Gothic Knights with back-to-back-to-back doubles as Albunia,
This inning, the Gothic Knights
McLaughlin, and Cologne, all with 2 base hits, 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 left. As we head to the 9th, Gothic Knights, sizable lead, 15-4.
Now pitching for the Gothic Knights is number 20, TJ McFarland.
Soldier boy. You got a punch, then crank back 3 times from left to right. Soldier boy, I'm in it. Why me crank it? Why me roll? Why me crank that soldier boy? That Superman, that now why me crank that soldier? 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 Now what? Soldier boy, I'm in it. Why me crank it? Why me roll? Why me crank that soldier boy? That Superman, now why me crank that soldier? 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 Now what? Soldier boy, I'm in it. Why me lean that? Why me roll? Superman, that yeah, why me crank that Robocop? Superman, now why me jocking on them, hate them, man. When I do that, soldier boy, I lean to the left, then crank that thing now. I'm jocking on you, and if we get the fight, then I'm coming on your coat. You catch me at your local party, yes, I crank it every day. Haters get mad, cause I got me so baby late. Soldier boy, I'm in it.
Now batting the left fielder, number 32, Matt Dalton.
Top of the 9th inning here in Jersey City. The Gothic Knights on their way to a 8-4 record, their 8th win in 9 games. A lot of changes here defensively in the 9th. Most prominently now on the mound getting a bullpen stint really is TJ McFarland, who may be used this weekend as he throws against Dalton. Mike Albunia stays in the game. He is the catcher. Cologne stays in the game. He's the new center fielder. Brandon Rivera comes in defensively. He will be the new left fielder with Cologne in center. And actually there's a whole new outfield entirely as Miguel Valentin, who's had first half of his rookie campaign sidelined with an injury, he's in the game in right field. Ryan Guthrie now in the game defensively at third base. 2 balls and 1 strikes to Dalton. Correction, 3 balls and 1 strike. And that's in the air, down the right field line, and it's going to be foul, 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Dalton. And that's high for ball 4. So a leadoff walk to Dalton. 15 runs, 15 hits, and 6 errors for NJCU. 4 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for Old Westbury. And we will have the second baseman, Nick Labiento, now due up. It's a called strike. That's high, 1-1. Check swing, went around. And it's now 1-2. Be 1-2 here. And the head coach, Rod Steffen, has been thrown out of the game after a warning. He kept arguing the check swing, and he has been tossed out of the game here in the 9th inning. So Rod Steffen, the head coach for Old Westbury, has been ejected from the game here with nobody out in the 9th inning. His team down 15-4, but that was just more of a frustration argument more than anything.
Yes, sir. 1-2.
And as the umpires return to the field of play here, McFarland will step off the mound and they will reset here. Labiento facing a 1-2 count with a runner, Dalton at first. And that's in the air, down the left field line, foul. Guthrie going to give it a look. It's out of play. And that's lined through the right side for a base hit. Dalton goes to second. Runners on first and second with nobody out.
Now batting, number 24, Jonathan Dastagirzada.
Jonathan Dastagirzada due up as Nina Carbonera, PA announcer, nails that one. Excellent job, Nina. Ninth hit for Old Westbury. And a fastball for a called strike. Time is granted here. In the dirt, blocked by Albunya. Fires down to second base. Hit the runner, goes in the center field. Thought about advancing, but Dalton thinks otherwise as Corsi gets to the ball quickly. It's 1-1. Looks like the camera's moved a little bit again. I'll wait until Saturday to climb back to the top of the press box to adjust the camera. 1-1, foul tip, 1-2. And our next broadcast will be tomorrow for volleyball, as we'll bring you the newly added tri match, Sarah Lawrence, and a neutral court match, Sarah Lawrence and Wilkes, and then Wilkes at 8 p.m., and then a home doubleheader against Stockton on Saturday. That's off the plate, 2-2. And then Tuesday, we'll have NJAC softball action in JCU against Kane. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. McFarland with the K. Gets him with the curveball.
Now batting, number 17, Zach Liotta.
So we'll have a pinch hitter here for Old Westbury. Zach Liotta, freshman out of Sayville, New York, will step in for the DH Capel. And that's lined right at Nick Legato. Hits the ground, though, and everyone is safe.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 5.
I'm going to give Liotta a base hit there. As that one, that took a weird hop as it kind of just tailed off the end of the bat. So the bases are loaded. That's the 10th hit for Old Westbury. Ground ball, Legato, and he boots it. The last one was a hit. This one is an error. It will score a run, and it's 15-5. 7th error on the Knights as Kaminsky gets aboard.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 29, Joshua Cruz.
So an RBI by Kaminsky, as it would have scored a run anyway. Cruz now the batter, and he fouls off the first one. 0-1 count here with 1 out in the 9th. High, 1-1. That's off the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. Softball game is in the top of the 2nd inning. And it's going to be dark in about half an hour, so they're not going to get that one in. In the air, deep right center field. That one is carrying, changing direction, and then making the catch. It'll be a sacrifice fly as Cologne was able to haul that one in. And it's 15-6. That should have been the final out of the game had the error not happened, so the run is unearned.
Now batting,
Liotta advances to third, by the way.
Amoroso.
So Amoroso, the catcher, last chance for Old Westbury, trailing 15-6. NJSU is going to win this game by approximately 9 runs if this lead holds up, despite committing 7 errors. And that is fouled off to the left side of the left field line. One and one. High as well, 2-1. Farland deals inside, 3-1. And he walks the batter to load the bases.
Now batting with center fielder number 20, Sean Paprocki.
So McFarland will be the last batter he faces. Amoroso on first, Kaminsky on second, Leota on third. Paprocki comes up, and Chris Bergolowski will try to get the last out for the Gothic Knights. Chris Bergolowski, sophomore righty out of Bayonne, 6'3", 210. Making his fourth appearance in relief this year.
Now
to bring down his ERA.
Knights is number 26, Chris Bergolowski.
All week long, it's a farming town. They're making that money grow. Tractors, plows with
Bergolowski throwing in short sleeves. He's the only Gothic Knight in the infield. In fact, I'm looking in the outfield as well. He's the only Gothic Knight at all right now in short sleeves, not wearing Under Armour. So Bergolowski with the bases loaded will try to get the final out. Old Westbury with a couple runs here in the top of the ninth to make things a little bit more interesting. But it's all academic now, as NJCU with 7 runs in the 6th inning to blow the game open. Drops in a curve for, oh, I thought that was a strike. That's called high, ball 1. Ground ball. Over is Guthrie. Goes for the force to Corsi, and the game comes to a close as Paprocki, a fielder's choice, Amoroso retired 5-4. As NJCU wins for the 8th time in 9 games, and they knock off Old Westbury today 15-6. 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error, and 3 left on for Old Westbury in the 9th inning. Your final score today, NJCU 15 runs, 15 hits, and 7 errors. Old Westbury 6 runs, 10 hits, and 2 errors. Taking a look at the final numbers for the Gothic Knights as we wrap this one up. What are they for Juan Pena? 3 for 4, 4 RBIs, including an inside the park home run, and he scored 3 times. He was on base 4 times overall in the game. Also for NJCU, Palmisano, 3 runs scored, 2 for 2 on the day. Ricky Voss had a 2-run homer, his first homer as a Gothic Knight. Bill Feehan returned to the lineup after being out for 2 weeks with an injury. Walked twice, scored twice. And Nick Legato had 2 RBIs. Pitching-wise, great day. Anthony Zuccaro went 6 innings through 80 pitches, allowed 2 earned runs on 6 hits, struck out 7, and walked 1 before handing the ball off to Paul Tanaselli, Corey Nace, TJ McFarland, and then finally Chris Bergolowski. So NJCU, with the win, they improved to 8-4 on the year. And they will be back in action on Saturday, 11:30 a.m. First pitch against Stockton right here at the Garrity Complex as the Gothic Knights, red hot, begin NJAC play against the Ospreys of Stockton. For my freezing cold third base cameraman, Gene Campbell, our producer, director, Jeanine Moseti, and our PA announcer, Nina Carbonero. I'm Ira Thor. Thanks for watching this broadcast of NJCU Baseball here on Gothic Vision as the Gothic Knights win again, 15-6. Be well, everybody.